system, or in the case of a very high windstorm, you've got an extra layer of protection. Jake has a hard time getting around. He has some mobility issues. If that were to get any worse, we want to make sure that we prepare and make it easier for him. So by moving this wall out, giving the bathroom more space, we're able to incorporate a 32-inch pocket door. That way he has more space to move around. Right here you can see that we have some bad stuff happening. We have some notching right at the bottom of the joist. If you're going to run a pipe through the joist, it should be in the center. Right at the bottom here is not where you want to notch it, because what can happen is if there's weight put on that, it can snap like that. So that floor joist can technically snap. So these joists can be structurally compromised. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the plumbing, sister the joist, and then frame a new wall under the new beam that we'll be building.
Over at Barb and Bob's, we can't get to the structural issues until we finish the interior demolition. I'm going to say that the dishwasher was put in place with the cabinets, so not only did they break the cabinet sides, which is the gable, but there's no feet holding up the cabinets. So what's holding it? There, the countertop. So it shows me you didn't do it properly. We're going to show you how to do this right. The contractors did butcher the bottom of the cabinet terribly, actually. They're not even salvageable. The contractor came in and said, we're going to pull all the floors, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and they put a smile on the homeowner's face, but once they realized what it would take to pull up all those floors and go new, they didn't. What they did was try to solve the problems by that all the Now that the old flooring has been removed, we can see why the floor has dropped. What's happened is they put the structure over plywood, not over a floor joist. You have two floor joists like this, the walls in between and then push down. I think I said that the other day. Ding, 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 ding. Actually, you did. You did.
I'm assuming that it's a load-bearing wall and it wasn't picked up in the basement with a squash block.
Blake's a hard worker, he's a fast thinker, and I'm proud to have him on my team. He even guessed the problem. This team thing is what makes it right. We always get to fix things, even in a new house. But we can fix it. It just means we gotta open the bulkhead downstairs to move ductwork, to move the stack.
Nothing that can't be done.
We're gonna solve the structure. We're gonna put a temporary load in place. Hold the wall down, get the beams ready, support it from one side, support it on the other. But we need to make sure, what's the structure? Do we have point loads? We brought in Paul, he's a master framer.
Once we get the beam in to hold up the structure, we have to put 2x6 load point under the beam. The 2x6 is this thick. The wall that we have is only this thick. The new load point is going to stick out here, but because of all the mechanical that has to run down here, it's going to be boxed out bigger anyway, so it's not going to cause a problem later.
So we got the LVL cut to length right now. I'm going to glue it up. I'm going to laminate it together, nail it on a nailing pattern by the engineer, put it in place, and then we can move on with the rest of the structure.
We like to use LVLs, laminated veneer lumber. It's much stronger, it's man-made, and it's just the way we should be doing things.
Got it. We can stick some tacks in there now. Here we have the LVL beam in place. We have the angle on the beam, which gives it a nice tight fit into the corner. So from here, we're going to put our load points straight down to the floor, and then continue that load point right down to the foundation.
directly underneath the kitchen at this point. The inspector's going to want to see point loads both on this side and on that side picking up load. We need to put in squash blocks, is what we call them, which carry load off the vertical beams. While he's transferring the load down to the basement, Paul discovers yet another structural issue.
Now we also have a steel column here that is sitting on top of steel shims to bring it up to the right height. This wouldn't meet today's building code, and an inspector didn't pass this today, and I'm actually surprised that it was passed when it was. Nothing's welded together, nothing is bolted down to the foundation. If you take the hammer and hit this, the post could fall out, and that is a major structure of the house. So now that's all opened up. We've got to do something with this steel post as well.
Surprise! Once again, I've got structural issues. And now we have to look into what we can do to solve this problem. In the meantime, I'm bringing in the homeowners to show them how much progress has been made. How the whole kitchen's up, the floor's up, the fireplace is gone, the wall's down. What a change, all in 2 days.
We're excited, anxious.
Nervous to see what's happened at the house. There's a big bin outside.
Come on in. It's a little different already.
Yeah, very different.
We have pulled all your floors.
That's incredible.
Doesn't look like the same house.
Follow me.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow. Oh,
yeah. Holy smokes.
Here's a quick tip from DIY Network's main cabin masters.
Here's another Cabin Masters pro tip. Sometimes when you're working on flooring or siding, you're gonna have some wood that's warped.
It looks beautiful, but we knew there would be some stuff we'd have to deal with. Mainly that the lumber has twisted a little bit and warped some. It's okay if nothing's level, square, or plumb, so we kind of just gotta go with eye, you know?
It's all random. That's a big gap there, isn't it?
Let's try the wedge. One way to deal with the warps and stuff is to build a wedge. Go back to physics. You actually use something you learned in high school, believe it or not. As you see right there, we have two wedges. That right there is high school physics coming back. Just when you thought you never used anything you learned in high school. Oh, yes!
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's almost perfect. It's Chase perfect. I can live with it. I'll sleep tonight. A little light sand in, poly it in. It'll be beautiful.
Main cabin masters, Monday night at 9, only on DIY Network. Alexa, ask Delta to fill a dog bowl.
Voice IQ technology. See what Delta can do. Waterproof luxury vinyl plank flooring. They're called living rooms because they're for living. These are the floors homes are built on. LL Flooring. Pick a beautiful floor. You're in safe installation. Visit llflooring.com.
Your safety is our priority. That's why experts like Kyle install leaf-filter gutter protection even on the coldest days. Snow and ice buildup on unprotected gutters can do real damage.
And the longer you go without leaf filter, the worse the damage gets.
Leaf filter filters out debris, allowing water to flow freely.
And you'll never worry about your gutters again.
Which is safer for everyone. Call or visit getleaffilter.com. Save 15% plus an extra $100 off.
Wait, are you kidding? There's no way.
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's not bad.
We invited food reviewers to try the Whopper, but with a special surprise.
$5 for 2 Whopper sandwiches?
I'm gonna leave before you change your mind.
A deal hard to believe. Get the Whopper and the 2 for $5. No less.
You're so good at low prices.
Yeah.
That's a low price.
No, low price. Low price.
With everyday low prices at Amazon, anytime is a good time to save.
BuyBobs.com is the only place on the web where you can get the famous Bob's discount on living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, mattresses, and more. Stocked up and ready to ship with new delivery options, plus help and expertise from an experienced sales manager by phone. Only at BuyBobs.com.
Nature has a way of teaching us to see things differently. It's taught us that the little things are actually the big things, and that against all odds, we're connected to it all. Because home is not just the room we're in, or the people we love, but the planet we're on. And it needs us just as much as we need it. Learn more at avocadogreenmattress.com.
Oh! Holy smokes. Whoa. It's kind of open now. It is open. I don't know if you noticed in this area. I want you to walk this way for a second. Yeah, we're going uphill.
Yeah, we're going uphill. That is... Wow, there's a big...
If you look at where the wall was, they literally put the wall on plywood with no support.
That's scary.
So what happened over the years of the house is it sank down about 7/8 of an inch.
Oh.
Because this is quite a load to carry with nothing really holding it other than plywood. That's a big no-no.
Wow. We've always wondered what's caused that slope, but I am so glad that Mike got in here and figured out what it was.
So, putting in the new beam, we've used 3 LVLs. As we go over to this end, we did a 4-ply. It's okay that it sticks out past, I don't mind that. We built it right down to the foundation wall. Now it's structured, we can pull out the temporary wall, and we will. But you can start to feel this openness, can't you?
Oh, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
The kitchen's just going to be a bright, vibrant place.
We've been basically a home without a kitchen for the last year and a half. So the fact that we're going to have our kitchen back and that we can again be together as a family is really exciting.
But I would like to show you downstairs because I did find a couple of things that need to be addressed.
Uh-oh.
Come on over here. Uh-oh.
When I walked into the basement, there's that shock of, oh my God, there's something wrong down here too.
What do you see with this post?
What's it standing on?
They're sitting on steel plates. That bugs me. Yeah. So we are going to fix that.
Seeing the beam sitting on, I describe it as coffee coasters. Like sitting on a whole bunch of coffee coasters, that is absolutely terrifying.
Not much of a shake would cause that to collapse, and then we'd have a bigger issue.
Yeah, you try to call the insurance company.
We will put it all back together and clean it all up, move your furniture, and it'll be like I was never here.
Except we'll feel a whole lot safer because we know you were here.
Over at Patricia Place, all the structural walls.
Now we're putting up a new wall, but framing a new wall in an old house has its challenges too.
So, because this is an old house, we can see here, okay, we have 92 and 3/16. Then we have here 92 and an eighth. We go over one more, we have 92. So the measurements vary. So it always changes, so it's important to measure as you go. So to infill the studs properly, I don't personally like the style of shimming and building walls, standing them up. I like to do it this way. When you're framing, it's important that you do your layout properly. What we've gone with is a 16-inch on center. So that's usually what we frame, because the trays down the line will rely on that. So if they see it's 16-inch on center, when they measure after the drywall's up, they're going to need to know that it is a true 16-inch on center, whether they're trying to hang cabinets, hang a TV. It's a lot easier to measure after the fact when it's done properly. Also, when framing a wall like this, you want to make sure all the crowns are facing the same direction. So how do you find a crown? You take a look down the piece of wood, and you can see there's a natural bow in the wood. So the crown, I mark it with a little belly. That belly indicates which side the crown is on that piece of wood. A good contractor will look at every single piece of wood, because you don't want to buy hockey sticks. You don't want to buy bananas, because those don't work in the walls very well.
There's going to be enough to worry about with this house already.
How do people do stupid mistakes like this? Everything in the center of the house is dropping where the stairs are.
A structural mess.
We are back.
What?
Oh, right.
I want to bring in that industrial feel.
Ready to see your fixer-upper?
It's incredible.
Fixer Upper, welcome home. Part of the Magnolia Network preview, only on Discovery Plus.
Here's a quick tip from DIY Network's main Cabin Masters.
Here's another Cabin Masters pro tip. If you've got a small space and you want to make it feel less confined, more windows, windows. I'll bring the outdoor, indoor.
What is he doing?
Let me out of this place.
Anger in that.
Question for you. We got to figure out the layout of this window. You get it all on one level, you open it up, you get light in the place, and you have decent sized ceilings. The footprint hasn't changed, but the actual feel of the space has increased dramatically. I think I might be stuck. It's funny, but it's not funny.
The inside looked like it had been picked up out of a magazine. That's like a real place.
Is unbelievable. This is gorgeous. I can watch you work while you practice.
Are you supposed to be up here, not supposed to be down there?
No.
I thought Juliet was upstairs.
Ay, ay, ay.
Main Cabin Masters, Monday night at 9, only on DIY Network.
You know what beats next day shipping? Getting it the same day. So shop Ace online and get free in-store or curbside pickup right in your neighborhood. Or get what you need delivered the very same day you order. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Bobapedic means comfort. Ah, that's comfier. Hit it, guys!
Now it's Bobapedic, from your head down to your feet. Feels like no mattress you've felt before.
Bob's Bobapedic.
This is a Tempur-Pedic mattress, and its mission is to give you truly transformative sleep. So no more tossing and turning, or trouble falling asleep. Because only Tempur-Pedic uses proprietary Tempur material that continuously adapts and responds to your body to relieve pressure. So you get deep, uninterrupted sleep all night, every night. Now's a perfect time to renew your sleep with a one-of-a-kind comfort of Tempur-Pedic and save up to $500 on adjustable mattress sets. Learn more at TempurPedic.com.
Through the years, you guide and protect every step along the way.
Jacob, that looks great. Thanks, Mom.
Mom, you ready?
Guess it's time. Okay, first.
What you do for them, Amica is proud to do for you, earning your trust and delivering peace of mind. With every call, every claim, we're an insurance company that meets the highest standards. Yours. Experience Amica. Auto, home, and life insurance.
Last year, Subaru and our retailers donated 50 million meals to Feeding America. And yet, 1 in 4 children still face hunger. So Subaru and our retailers are doing it again, donating an additional 100 million meals to help those in need. Love, it's never been needed more than right now. Subaru, more than a car company. To join us with a donation, go to Subaru.com.
I'm so excited. I went to Italy with Jada. We ate a lot, drank a little, a lot.
This is my happy place.
Stream Bobby and Jada in Italy on Discovery Plus.
Taking on a big renovation at Patricia and Rob's, demoing the house with the help of his firefighter colleagues. Cancer. They're healthy a lot. Framed in new walls. Next, we'll be putting in some quality windows to maintain the integrity of the house. Alright, Dom, we have pretty much, I'd say, like the history of Windows here. We have single pane, which nobody installs single pane Windows anymore. At least I hope they don't. Do they?
No, they don't. I mean, it's a thing of the past.
Now this is much more common, a double pane window.
Double pane is common today, but not just double pane. It has to be double pane with a coating to make it energy efficient. Combined with air spacer. It used to be air insulated. Air is a great insulator for many years, but now we use gas. Gas is heavier. It gives you better insulating values.
And what kind of gas goes in there?
There's 2 types of gases, argon gas and krypton gas. Krypton is...
Is krypton used to keep Superman out of your home?
I'll let you know.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Okay. Now we have the triple pane glass window. So how much better is a triple pane glass window than a double pane?
You're at the next level now. Obviously, as you can see, another layer of glass right in the middle. So it's another layer of protection to the elements.
And an extra layer of gas in between.
Now you got 2 chambers now. Also, with the triple glass, we can apply another secondary coating on this surface or this surface.
Right. Having a triple pane glass window is far superior for many reasons. A, you save money.
Yes.
B, you save energy. And C, you want to make sure hot does not meet cold. Because in homes, when hot meets cold, you have condensation.
all we do is minimize the risk of condensation. And that exterior glass with the two chambers filled with gas, it's further to the outside, making the inside warmer and the outside colder, and vice versa.
And this family needs to save every penny they have because the treatments they are spending their money on for Jake are very, very expensive.
And that's why I want to go to triple pane. All these windows right now are going to be triple pane. We're removing all these double glazed windows.
I love it.
I feel for them, and they deserve more. This is the window we're going to be installing right now. This application is called a full frame application, which means a brick mold on the exterior and the frame. This is the frame. From this point to this point is considered the frame. This outer portion here is the brick mold.
A brick mold is the molding that goes around the window and closes the gap between the window and the wall.
It's custom sized, so we cover the cavity of the wall right there. The brick mold is the most important part right now because we want to make sure it fits properly to the opening. So without the brick mold, this frame will not go into the opening and we'd be stuck. Upstairs, we're working in the back right now. Left are the front ones here. The outside measurements are commonly bigger than the inside measurements.
Right.
You can see, right? And the inner frame is stopping us from putting the window straight in.
Right, so the inner frame sticks in a little bit more, the brick sits back a little bit more, and that's why they make the brick mold for that issue.
The only thing I don't like about it is we have to use the same brick mold around the perimeter. Down here, we don't have that problem. Here, we're going to strap it, build it up, and when you're working with an older home, you have to work with what you have.
Right. That makes sense.
Oh, it'll work. It's a common practice. We're just going to make sure the window's installed properly. That's your lifetime.
Dom, listen, I don't mean to be rude. It's getting a little bit cold in here. You can maybe close this gap up.
You're about to go and worry about those shingles flying on my head.
Oh, we both got issues.
All right, all right.
We got a bit of a problem here. Look at this.
You think so?
Yeah, if I have a problem, you have a big problem.
Yeah.
But I mean, Rod, he's a tall guy, and if the finished flooring's in here, he's really going to be smacking his head on
It's crazy. Look at this.
I'm sure he's probably hit his head on this several times.
I'm sure he has because I've done it twice. I've been here twice, so it just looks like a mistake. It's a dollhouse story.
Yeah,
It's like really.
That is. It's funny. It's like one of these things doesn't look like the other.
I'm glad you guys decided to take it on, restructuring it.
The new door will line up much better with trim, with the other window heights, and it'll be a full height, so Rod, his family can walk through, carrying whatever they want, not having to worry about bumping into it. In order to make a bigger door out of this little dollhouse door here, we're going to have to remove some brick. We will maybe be able to use this same lintel, but once we have an engineer in here, we can decide, okay, we're going to have to beef up the lintel, or this one should stay the same. But the main goal is that the load doesn't get transferred onto the door itself.
It's a tall order, so I hope we don't run into any trouble.
I'm Frank Anita, and I've been helping people transform their homes more than half my life. I found the greatest hurdle in the world is working with outgrown their homes.
We're stuck, so we really need your help.
I also know 2 options are better than 1. So I'll call in one of my friends who also happen to be fantastic designers. Throw in a friendly competition for the best idea, and you're sure to get a tiebreaker. Do they move or improve? This isn't the ideal situation, though, that the laundry's in the garage.
No, it's not.
Let's go make some noise. Spending time under their roof will give me the best solutions for their issues. Good thing I brought my tent, because there's absolutely nowhere for me to sleep inside.
Don't forget about the snakes!
That's comforting. Thank you. I forgot Bugs' brain.
Alexa, ask Delta to fill dog bowl.
Voice IQ technology. See what Delta can do.
Babbel, a language learning program developed by over 100 language specialists. Babbel teaches real-life conversations in Spanish, French, Russian, and more. Babbel's 10 to 15-minute lessons are available as an app or online at babbel.com.
Get Bob's discount on furniture, on lamps, on chairs, on mattresses, on roofs, too. Get Bob's discount! Only at Bob's Discount Furniture.
For some of us, our daily journey is a short one. When you drive less, you pay less. With pay-per-mile insurance from Allstate. You've never been in better hands. Allstate. Click or call for a quote.
Go pro at Subway for double the protein on full-on subs and new protein bowls. And if you want to go pro like full-on IRL Marshall.
Go pro and get double the protein for just $2 more.
Fine. No one leaves the table till you're finished.
Fine, we'll sleep here.
It's the easiest because it's the cheesiest. Kraft for the win-win.
Fact. All tax companies say they get you the biggest refunds, but only TaxAct has our deduction maximizer that helps find money hiding everywhere. So you get your maximum refund guaranteed. File for less and get more with TaxAct.
All right, who can break this down?
Ooh, Chris it. I crushed out to the mailbox, and there it was. Medical bill for $1,200. I had no idea I'd have to pay that.
That's right. It's hard to know exactly what your health insurance is going to cover, so you gotta protect your blind side. Aflac pays you money directly to help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Really?
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Get to know us at Aflac.com.
At Bob and Barb's house, it's finally time to work on the plumbing.
We started with a little dishwasher leak about a year and a half ago.
The small leak we thought was a quick fix, and then the water pouring from the fridge.
Kept us busy for a year and a half with insurance, contractors.
It's exciting to get it fixed right.
Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen, for coming today. Obviously, there's been a lot of work that's been done here. We opened up this wall. Now we have some mechanical underneath that needs to move. When they first did this, they installed the kitchen, then brought mechanical in. We know that is completely backwards. You want to bring mechanical in first, then bring your kitchen in. On a job site, you need your trades to work with each other, making sure we're on the same page. So, Najee, what do you need?
So it looked like the plumbing stack and water lines were hidden in the pre-existing wall.
Yeah.
We're going to offset the stack into a bulkhead that's going to keep the space nice and open.
The other thing we have to address is we have our sink here.
So we're going to come up with a clean out and a drain line for the island sink. And we're going to send a dedicated line to the fridge. Water lines bursting to a fridge are one of the #1 insurance claimers in North America. So you always want a dedicated line directly for the fridge. That way, in case of an emergency, you can easily access it to turn the water off.
So, Kyle, let's talk heating and ventilation.
Well, I can tell you right now, the range of exhaust was undersized.
Okay.
We got a 4-inch rip line,
Yeah.
and minimum code is 6-inch diameter. So we're gonna have to swap that out. We also have to bring some heat upstairs.
Other than that, now that the structure's in, we can actually take this temporary beam down.
Team, on 3. 1, 2, 3,
Breaks. Team breaks. All right.
Okay, what we're doing is we're just gonna move this little beam right here. The plumbing's going on that side. We're gonna transfer the HVAC to one side. He can go up one, I can go up the other. He's got his area, I have my own. You stick to your side, I'll stick to mine. That's it.
exciting part is the fridge line. We have a dedicated fridge line now.
Correct. And this is the proper way to do this. You have a dedicated line going directly to the fridge. We're going to give you enough slack. That way, if the fridge did need to be pulled out, you have the slack to do that.
That's the way it should have been done.
That's the way it should have been done. I am installing the new box for our fridge line. And you have the shutoff valve right behind there, in case of any emergency. This wasn't how it was plumbed in prior. That's why we had a type of a problem. This is the proper way to get this done. This is the only way to get it done.
We're not prepared for the worst, because sometimes the worst does happen.
And we got asbestos to feel?
We do?
Asbestos again?
Just can't get ahead.
If Mike could see that, he'd throw up.
The only place to see all new episodes of the hottest beach shows is on Discovery Plus. Imagine a visibly healthier pet in 28 days. Purina One. Natural ingredients in powerful combinations. For radiant coats, sparkling eyes. Purina One. One visibly healthy pet. Try Purina One True Instinct High Protein formulas for dogs.
Introducing new Extra Charge coffee at Dunkin', because it's time for a little extra this year. Extra boost, extra kick, so we can get it extra done. New hot and iced Extra Charge coffee with 20% more caffeine. Order ahead plus earn rewards. America runs on Dunkin'.
For 175 years, New North Life has been helping people act on their love. So they can look back and say, we did good.
Better sleep means a better youth. That's why Mattress Firm stands behind the Rest Assured Promise, featuring the best mattresses from America's top-rated brands, like the Timber Breeze collection. And save up to $500 on premium adjustable mattress sets. Plus, get a $300 instant gift with your purchase, good towards sleep accessories. Shop Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and more with our sleep experts today to get your best sleep. Only at Mattress Firm.
When it comes to flooring, I'm hard to please. So I go to Floor & Decor, where I find every imaginable tile, wood, laminate, or stone without compromising my design. Because one aisle doesn't cut it. I need an entire store.
Explore Floor & Decor in person or online.
Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries helps you work around that special piece you can't live without. It's the President's Day sale. Save on recliners from $3.99, plus 0% interest for 36 months. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Command products organize any space with ease. And without damage. Command, do no harm.
Your safety is our priority. That's why experts like Kyle install leaf filter gutter protection even on the coldest days. Snow and ice build up on unprotected gutters can do real damage.
And the longer you go without leaf filter, the worse the damage gets.
Leaf filter filters out the leak, allowing water to flow freely.
And you'll never worry about your gutters again.
Which is safer for everyone. Call 833-LEAF FILTER or go to getleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection and estimate.
Now, I want to check on the progress that the crew's made so far at Patricia and Rod's house. So I like what we're doing. I can already see the difference bringing this outside wall just, what, about another foot?
Yeah, it was 12 inches overall.
They moved the wall forward so that the bathroom is more spacious for Jake. They also support the structure at the back of the house. When we move back over to this side, because I do see something here and it's bothering me, they have two 2x6s laminated and then two 2x4s horizontal on top. On that side, the floor joists run that way, but bringing them this way, this becomes low.
Right.
This is now dropped down like this. We're going to have to temporary structure this, break all this out, put in two 2x10s, and then jack it up to pick it up to true up the upstairs. I'm sorry to add more work, but if I was the inspector walking in, I'd say you did this. Why didn't we do this?
Absolutely. So the more I jack this place up,
the more we break drywall and have to fix it.
I got a tiled bathroom upstairs.
I knew when I went in the other day and I looked at the structure around the stairs that we're going to have to fix that load picking up the second floor at the stairs. Open up the bulkheads, open up the wall at the door. Let's see what we're looking at. So, there's ductwork in this wall. That's why this beam is not directly over this wall. And what is picking it up? There's nothing there. I don't have the room to bring this wall out to pick up because of the door. How do people do stupid mistakes like this? So I'm just trying to think in my head what we could do to easily fix it. I know we need to put a new beam here. I know it. Everything in the center of the house is dropping where the stairs are. Yeah. More on this side. So at least they used a double 2x10 here. My problem is what's holding it. We may have to open this up, talk about moving the ductwork, and pick up load. If I was the inspector on this one, I'd be saying, can you open that, please?
Opened up. There was probably a wall here supporting it. And now that they've stretched it, we'll have to beef up this beam, bring it up to code. And we got asbestos to deal.
We do?
There's some more asbestos. We're gonna have to call them back in. They're gonna have to replace that.
The beam that we have here, going to no point of load here. It's got a huge sag in it. It's quite evident, you can see it. This house is just a structural mess.
This side over here is like I can move this whole header.
Well, and it looks like it's been through World War III.
If Mike could see that, he'd throw up. Asbestos again.
Just can't get ahead. Back to square one. We have to get some structure back underneath it.
It's deja vu, man. We just did this. We fixed all the backside, and now here we are again. Fix up the whole front side. Make it right.
Let's make it right.
Make it right.
What is that?
Where's the trim?
Sorry, is that a
squirrel?
Look at that! The dead centipede that freaks me out.
You're not gonna eat that, are you? Looking for a snack.
Derek's making fun of me for eating everything.
Our family is helping Ron and Patricia's family because with their son's battle with cancer, they haven't had the time or the money to put the focus into their home.
Jake was our priority, and that's where we've been now for the last 6 years.
The roof is in such bad shape, the schools were making their way in.
The only thing between us and Canada's bedroom is the duct tape covering the driveway.
But that's not the only thing we're making right. We found plumbing, electrical, and structural issues.
This house is just a structure.
Here than anything else we've done.
While we wait for permits and inspections, my dad is meeting with another deserving company.
A neighbor told me about Chris and Lana's house. Not only is it falling apart, but they've been living without a furnace for over 10 years. That's not healthy for the house, nor the people living in it.
We bought this house about 13 years ago.
We moved in thinking, oh, we can flip it really quickly. The house started to fall apart really shortly after moving in.
The wiring in the house is atrocious.
There's some days I'm terrified to turn on the lights because they short constantly. If we turn on the microwave and the kettle at the same time, smoke.
For heat, we have a single fireplace. We have not done any renovations because the finances aren't there to do it.
I think we had to make a choice. Either spend money on medications and health, or fix the house.
We chose health.
We chose health. I've been suffering from endometriosis for 27 years. I've just been getting worse and worse. I'm unable to work now.
It breaks my heart every day seeing her. She can't go anywhere because of the pain. I should have been able to take care of the issues with this house myself, and unfortunately I haven't been able to do so. I feel guilty and terrible.
I hate asking for help, but we need it. If Mike didn't help us, the house would definitely fall apart. I would fall apart for sure. I would just try to keep doing what I could until I had nothing left.
There isn't a phone number that you can call the 1-800-I-NEED-HELP. I got Mike. You name it. that is out there. And two, people that don't want to ask for help deserve help.
Come on in. Hey, Mike.
Hey.
Chris.
How's it going?
Lana.
Hi, Mike. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Come on in. Welcome to our house.
You have a dog.
Oh, yes, I do have a dog.
I have a dog.
You do?
I do, Charlie.
Aw. Come on in.
Now, this is a cute little place.
It's something. It's something.
You play guitar?
A few.
Yeah, there's a few on the wall. There's about 4 of them that I see. Well, that's kind of cool. I'm a bit of a drummer, but I work too much, so I don't get to sit at the drums anymore. But I do love to drum. So I understand there's a few problems here. One, you are heating the house in the winter with a gas fireplace.
Yes.
Why?
When we bought the house, we had a
high velocity means hard airflow. Smaller duct lines, you can really hear it whistle. Lots of pros and cons about this product. I don't mind if it's installed correctly.
So what little heat they did generate went pumping into very specific parts of the house that were of no use to us.
Is there any reason you didn't change the furnace?
We would have had to have ripped all this ductwork out.
You kiboshed it.
We did. Yes, we figured that a gas stove would work.
But that's only going to emit the heat into here. Is it cool upstairs in the winter?
Freezing. We have electric heaters up there.
Relying on a gas fireplace to keep the place in the winter, trying inside the house with not enough heat flow, movement up air causes mold growth, causes other health issues. I'm hearing something about endometriosis. How do I say it?
Endometriosis.
Endometriosis.
Yes.
Will you explain it to me?
The uterine tissue grows outside of the uterus.
And it causes pain?
Immense pain, fatigue. It really wears you down. In my case, I have chronic nausea.
Has this caused problems with the living here?
Oh, of course. It's really overwhelming to not only have to deal with health issues, but also watch your house fall apart around you. And not to mention the financial situation. Right now, we're in a dire situation where he's the only one working. I can no longer work.
That may explain why you didn't really do the furnace, because you didn't put the money towards that. You're putting money towards important things.
We were spending upwards of $1,500 a month on medications.
Holy cow. When there's only so much money to spend, where do you put it? Life, I get that. That means we need to take care of ourselves, but there's life in the house too. Let's take a look at the kitchen while I'm here.
All right.
It's not that bad. It looks like you've done some work in here. You like to cook, I take it?
I love cooking. Since I can't work, I feel pretty useless. So I found baking and cooking was giving me a use to provide to Chris.
What's the problem with electrical?
The electrical is aluminum wiring. The house was built in '72.
There's nothing wrong with aluminum wiring. It's when we cross over copper to aluminum. That's the no-no.
Right.
The two metals, especially when they're pulling together, they heat and expand in different ratios. So copper, when it expands round. Aluminum will go oval. And because of that, it loosens that pulling and creates an arcing.
Yeah.
And that's where the fires start. Let's just go back out in the living room. What I'm seeing from here, this is drop down. The floor joists that are running here are dropping this area right here, which tells me this isn't structurally proper. More than likely, the structure has been compromised here. It needs to be looked at. Let's see the basement.
Yeah, welcome to the basement. I hate coming down here. It's just, well, you'll see.
Why? This is where all the magic happens.
Your magic, maybe.
Did you do anything down here?
Not really. All we've really done is put down some carpets.
This is a good little room. This is where you jam?
This is where all the recordings happen.
What's the sound like going through the floor?
She hears every single note.
Okay, let's take a look. I just want to continue to see the other side. So, laundry room?
Yes, I've always wanted to get this finished for her.
I hate it down here. This prison is my worst nightmare. I mean, look at it.
Lana referred to her home as her prison, and since she's not working, she's stuck in there. And that's not so good, because your home is supposed to be your serenity, and when it feels like a prison, you kind of want to break out, don't you? What's in there?
The bathroom.
So there's a toilet in there?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Let's take a look at the furnace room. So this is is really tight. You're using this as a storage room now.
Yes.
Okay, I've seen everything. Let's get back upstairs. I have some ideas already, which I'm going to play with. You know me, I want to open it up a bit. I want to make it feel bigger, feel cleaner, feel more airy. And I want to clean the air. As far as I'm concerned, I would not have designed this townhouse this way. But I'm going to tell you what, do you have faith and trust in me making big changes? Not little changes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Here's what I got. Make the electrical safe. A laundry room, I really heard you. Heat, I heard you, which means furnace. Next time I bring you in, this place is going to look totally different.
I am so relieved that Mike is going to help us out. We need so much help with this house.
Man, you put this all together and it just becomes a financial strain. It becomes a strain on the marriage. It becomes a strain on absolutely everything. If I were to choose who I want to help those who deserve my help. And I think Lana and Chris are right up that alley. This won't be easy, but we will make it right.
Discovery Plus is here.